next one to join her is contestant number 18, Ritika. I'm sure backstage घबराहट. Next up, we have contestant number 15, Pragya. Congratulations, ladies. Now, the fifth contestant. Next up, we have contestant number 9, Muskan. Congratulations, girls. Our next contestant is contestant number 5, Divyanshi. Next up, we have contestant number 23, Shikha. A huge round of applause for Shikha. Now, ladies and gentlemen, the second last contestant to make it to top 8 is contestant number 8, Jyoti. And Jyoti has gained a direct access to the top 10 because she is the winner of the Miss Popular subtitle. So give it up for Jyoti. And now, we have one of the most exciting rounds, which will check their presence of mind. So ladies, this is your question and answer round. And this time, I'm not the one who's going to ask you any questions, but it's going to come straight from our panel. So one by one, in the order that you're standing, you'll take the mic from me and move to the center, and one of our judges will ask you the question. I know it's a little tough, but just stay calm, and you can just ace what they ask you. So, judges, shall we start the question answer round? All right. So, we will start with contestant number 22.
I'm really sorry, you.
My question to you is, if pain and misery is what
Thank you so much for that lovely question. I believe that as a human being, we always strive to be excellent. Of course, pain and misery.
well done. Next up,
हमको बोले कि आप भी चले, हमको तो भेज दिया.
Hi, good evening. My question to you is, what is that one belief that you hold strongly but hope is wrong? What is that one belief that you hold strongly but hope is wrong?
can you repeat the question, sir?
What is that one belief that you hold strongly but hope is wrong?
Hope.
But you hope that it's wrong.
Okay. Thank you for this question. I understood it late. So, one thing that I believe is like, you only my own worth. It is somehow right and somehow wrong. But I believe if I can take myself as my own self, unapologetically me, it's gonna be shining, radiant, and resilient. But at the same time, if I become overconfident, if I started believing that I am the one who can only rule the world, then it becomes overconfident. Then if I'm owning my worth at a level, it's fine. If I'm owning my worth at another level to the extreme, it's overconfident. So that is what I believe. And I remember one quote: the best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others, said by Mahatma Gandhi. That's all. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good evening, Pragya. How are you?
I'm good, sir. How are you?
Ritual. My question to you is, if given the power to erase one thing from the history, what would you erase?
स्टैंड नहीं लिया ना जिसको
What would you erase? Which event it would be? Thank you.
Thank you for the question, sir. If I would be given a power to erase one thing from history, is that the hatred towards Savitribai Phule. Because she started women education and she had to face certain rebellious things that cow dung cakes and everything was thrown at her. And this hatred she didn't deserve because it is because of her that we are standing tall today. Thank you.
Hi Rupali, how are you? Very well, ma'am. How are you? I'm absolutely good. Rupali, if nothing is permanent, is meaning just an illusion? I repeat, if nothing is permanent, is meaning just an illusion?
Thank you so much for the question. If nothing is permanent, meaning it's an illusion. I get your question right. I believe the world is very uncertain, and the only certainty is the uncertainty. So whatever we believe in and we strive hard for it, it happens in our life. And nothing is permanent, I agree with it. Because whatever happens, happens for a reason, and we never know what's going to happen next. So whatever we want in life, we should work for it, but we shouldn't strive for it at the point that we feel low when we don't get it. So whatever happens, happens for a reason. And no matter what happens, we should always be positive and keep smiling. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Hello to everyone.
Hi, how do you feel?
I'm feeling nervous and excited at the same time.
That was not your question, but now I'll ask you yours. If given the power to erase one event from history, which would it be and why?
Please repeat once.
I can repeat it for you. I'll actually ask you another question. It's another one. What is your stance on culture? Cancel culture? Does it empower accountability or encourage mob mentality? I'll repeat it for you. What is your stance on cancel culture? Does it empower accountability or encourage mob mentality?
Thank you so much for the question. I believe culture is something which is always plays a very vital role in the society. So I believe it is not. So I believe it is there to empower us, and we are 1.4 billion. India is 1.4 billion population, and with that culture, I believe that we can embrace our culture and yeah. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
I understand. My question to you is, what is that one thing that you deeply want but are afraid of having?
Thank you so much for the question, sir. Growing up, I was often compelled, overlooked, and doubted, but I never let those voices define me. I didn't wait for the world to hand me confidence. I built it, piece by piece, all by myself. At that time, I was afraid to take every single step in my life, but today, when I stand on the platform of Miss Universe Bihar, I'm not afraid to do anything, but I'm immensely proud that today I stand here pursuing my dream,
life would you play the role of a villain?
Thank you for such an interesting question, sir. If my life was a movie, I would play the villain character. I would play the villain character for my child self. As I believe she took herself very seriously. She was way too strict about herself. She was way too reserved in a way that she didn't allow herself to make friends and step out of her comfort zone in initiatives. So I would play as a villain in her life in order to make her understand the girl who deserves way better. You are meant for so many bigger things, and it's just an opportunity you need to get out of your shell, which I did later, and today I'm standing here and I don't know that the future was bright for me. Thank you so much.
My question is, what is the trait you admire about others but dislike when it's about yourself? No. What is the trait which you admire about others but dislike when it's about yourself?
Thank you for the question. The trait which I admire about others is the confidence, the skills, and the talent, which I also possess. But I think the kindness and the compassion, which almost all the people have, and which makes the world a better place. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, contestant number 23. Last two to go, so now.
Good evening. My question to you is, if your identity is constantly changing, at what point in your life do you use yourself? I'll repeat it again. If your identity is constantly changing, at what point in your life do you use yourself?
If my life would change constantly, then I would change myself at each and every point as a human. My identity will be as an IITian, as a model, as a dancer, or anything. But as a human, should be always and forever. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, contestant number 8. Hi, how are you?
Hello. I'm good. How are you?
All good. What have you pretended to move on from but still secretly desire? I'll repeat the question. What have you pretended to move on from but still secretly desire?
As a pageant queen, I pretend to have moved on from the amazing food that I used to have before I started preparing for my pageant. So yes, it is the food that I truly miss and I want to go back to after I'm done with the pageant. Thank you.
Thank you so